Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I'm going to be going over some of the lesser known news stories involving the war in Ukraine. If you haven't seen my intro video yet, it was relegated to YouTube Shorts, the YouTube Shorts section. So you can check on my channel and you can click on the shorts if you want to watch my YouTube or my intro video for this channel. So today I want to talk about the first story I want to talk about involves the Russian occupation of Mariupol. Um, for those of you who have been following the war closely, you know that Mariupol has been under Russian occupation since May of 2022, a few months after the Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine began. And this story involves a power shakeup, a possible power shift in among the government authorities in Mariupol. Um, so a woman named Victoria Kalacheva, who was put in charge of social protection and education, which her job responsibilities were really to repair schools and oversee the city's healthcare system. Although it seems like she's done a pretty poor job of it, because reports from Mariupol say that their infrastructure is collapsing and on many levels, and has been since the Russians first attacked the city and subsequently took over. But this story comes from the Ukrainian publication 0629, and a source. It's an anonymous source that has close ties, I guess, to the Russian occupation authority in Mariupol, reported that Victoria Kalacheva may soon be removed from her post. One of the reasons is because of her relationship. She has a personal relationship with a man named Petro Ivanov, and he was recently removed from his government position, and so they might want to get rid of her as well. But Petro Ivanov, he had reportedly been involved in drug trafficking and racketeering in Mariupol shortly before the Russian occupation began. And Kalacheva, who's been in her position since the start of the Russian occupation, she before the war, she ran a beauty school and a pageant, and supposedly she was supplying some of the girls from that to clients as escorts. So she was basically running an escort business. So a lot of scandal going on there. And then another story of Russian corruption involves the former defense deputy of Russia's defense ministry. His name is Timur Ivanov, and he was arrested last year for bribery, but the new case has been opened against him, to, I guess, maybe bring about some new charges. But he he was originally charged with receiving a bribe in the amount of more than roughly 152 million rubles, which is about it's just short of $2 million for contract and subcontract work for Russia's defense ministry. And investigators now believe that he may have been working with some other third parties in this bribery scheme. So, not a lot of details were released. That report comes from TV Rain, and I'll link all my sources in the description if you want to check out the articles and the news yourself, that I got. My news sources. So there wasn't a lot said about that, but so there might be more in store for him. And then another story is the uh, the Wagner Group, which was the infamous mercenary group operated in Ukraine. It was a Russian-backed mercenary group operated in Ukraine in the early days of the full-scale invasion. They wreaked havoc across Ukraine. Last I heard, they were actually doing a lot of their activities now. They've shifted from Ukraine, and now they're in some of the African countries, supposedly helping the governments there provide security. That's the last I heard. It's been a while since I've really checked on what they're doing. But the last I heard, they were doing most of their operations in Africa. But anyway, a former member of the Wagner Group joined a Ukrainian partisan group known as Atesh, And so he has switched allegiances and is now working for Ukraine. And in a Telegram post from Atesh, this former Wagner member, he actually set fire to a military vehicle in the village of I think it's Mernoi, I think it's how it's pronounced, in the Kherson region. And he set fire to it, and he also, I guess the act of sabotage resulted in the deaths of some of the soldiers who were at the station where the vehicle was parked. They were guarding this station, this military post, and so they were killed as well. Not a lot of other details were given about that, but Atesh, they concluded their Telegram post with, in the ranks of Atesh, we give a chance to former Wagner mercenaries to take revenge on those who betrayed and destroyed their commander. Join us. It's time to pay the bills. So, pretty... that kind of sums that up. Another story now is Ukraine. The Ministry of Defense of Ukraine announced in a press release that a new ground robotics system, it's an unmanned ground robotics system known as Dodger, has been approved for the military to use. And this new ground robot has been designed to assist with evacuating soldiers, from dangerous areas, for laying landmines and carrying out other important tasks. It's also been equipped with armor, with additional armor to prevent any damage or destruction to it from any shrapnel or bullets that might hit it. It also has a total payload of, they said in the report, 1/4 ton, so that's 500 pounds or 226 kilograms. And it can carry, and it's actually quite compact in size, but it can carry quite a bit of weight, despite its small size. So I think that'll help the Ukrainian defenders a lot in the war, in their ground operations. And then the last story I want to cover today, and this is a really disturbing story actually, involves 2 Russian soldiers who were tied to a tree and beaten for refusing to fight. They were supposed to go take part in some combat mission, and they refused to go, so as punishment they were tied to a tree and beaten. And there's actually a video of this. I'm not going to post anything from the video on my video, but if you want to check out the link and see the video, it's from the Army Informed website. The soldiers, they were serving in the 255th Motorized Rifle Regiment of the Russian Federation. And so they were stripped down to their underwear, tied to a tree trunk, and they were kind of facing each other with the tree trunk in the middle and between them. And one of the other soldiers in the unit strikes one of the men in the back repeatedly with a stick or a cane. And the soldier who's tied to the tree, he cries out, "Pожалуйста," which means please. He's begging for mercy. And I mean, regardless of which side a person is on, I personally don't like to see any forms of torture or human suffering. Some people might think, the Russians, they had it coming, they get what they deserve. So, I mean, I'll let you all kind of have your opinions on that. But I posted a link to the article and the video, the article that describes the incident, and also the video if you want to check that out. And so that is pretty much it for today. Again, this is new. I know it's I'm still kind of working some things out. I want to get some better video equipment soon if this channel, starts doing pretty well. And some, kind of rough patches to work out still. But yeah, I'm just, it's a start. So anyway, I will catch you all soon, and talk to you later. Bye.